Oakville versus Milton. Where should you move to? As while they're neighboring cities and do share a lot of similarities, they also have their own unique differences. So I thought in this video here, we would compare and contrast the real estate, the transportation, the education, the parks, the shopping, and more. So by the time you finish this video here, you know if Oakville or Milton is right for you, or maybe both. So let's first talk about the location. Now, like I mentioned, they are right beside each other. Oakville is just a bit more south and is located on Lake Ontario and borders Mississauga to the east and Burlington to the west. And this city here is really primarily broken up into three distinct areas of North, Mid, and South Oakville, with the more mature neighborhoods being in the south part close to the water and the newer neighborhoods being in the north part, with you getting easy access to the QEW and 403 running throughout the entire middle of the city. Then about a 5 to 10 minute drive just north of Oakville will you find Milton. And Milton is a smaller community with a cluster of neighborhoods in the middle, surrounded by a lot of different rural communities and farm fields. Now, Milton is the opposite of Oakville in the sense that the old Milton and established neighborhoods are in the north end, close to the 401, with the more newer developments being happening on the south side. Now, if you're new here, my name is Matthew. I'm a local realtor, and this is my channel where I share everything about what it's like living in Oakville, Milton, and the surrounding cities. And recently, I've had a bunch of people reach out looking to move to these regions here. So if you're also interested in moving here, feel free to send me a message. I'd be happy to help you out. Otherwise, let's now take a look and see how Oakville and Milton's real estate compares. And as we can see, over the last 10 years, Oakville has been about 30 to 40% more expensive on average compared to the Milton sold price. And if we zoom in a little bit closer and see how the different types of homes compare in Oakville and Milton in the past 12 months, we can see that condos are 8% more expensive on average in Oakville, whereas townhomes in Oakville are about 13% more expensive, and detached homes in Oakville are 36% more expensive. And one of the reasons for this is typically detached homes in Oakville are larger homes sitting on bigger size lots and therefore going to have a more premium price tag associated with them. Plus, you're also going to have a lot of mansions that are close by the water that even take a higher premium. So now let's take a look and see where they divide up and where everything has sold in the past 12 months based on the price ranges. And as you can see, both Milton and Oakville, the majority of homes are selling above that $1 million mark, as most detached homes in both of these regions here are going to be selling above $1 million. Then as for townhomes, you're really going to find them around that $1 million mark or just slightly under. And then as for condos, you're really going to find them really between $700,000 to $900,000. Also, when you're comparing Oakville and Milton's real estate market, one thing to definitely note is that Oakville's real estate market is about twice the size of Milton's, and that's just because it's a larger city. As in the last 12 months, the total amount of real estate sold in Oakville was 2,242 units, where Milton only had a total sales of 1,482 units. Now, if you're interested in a more detailed analysis in the real estate in Oakville versus Milton, feel free to send me a message. Otherwise, let's take a look now and compare and contrast their transportation scores. And overall, they rank quite similar, as if we look at the walk score here, Oakville's on average walk score was 42 compared to that of Milton being 38.9. As both of these regions here, if you live close to a variety of shopping plazas, it's going to be easy for you to walk to. However, both of these cities here are very car dependent. Then if we look at the public transportation, Oakville's score was a 40 compared to that of Milton's score being 31. And as we can see with the two bus routes here, because Oakville is a bigger city with more established public transit lines, it's just going to be a bit easier for you to get around if you're using the buses. But also in Oakville, you're going to have two GO train stations taking about a 40-minute train ride to Union Station in downtown Toronto, whereas in Milton, you're going to have one GO train station that's about an hour hour and 10-minute train ride to get to Union Station as well. And then as for the bikeability in these regions here, Oakville was rated on average a 58 compared to Milton's score being 52. Now, of course, these walk scores, public transit scores, and bike scores are going to widely vary depending on where you're going to buy your home. But if you're looking to commute via car, how they compare is one, because the QEW and 403 are running throughout Oakville, it's just going to give you easier access to those two highways there. Whereas in Milton, you still have easy access to Toronto. You would just be taking the 401 instead. What's really different is where you're heading out west, as Oakville definitely has an easier access to Burlington, Oakville, in the Niagara region, where Milton has easier access via car to Kitchener, Waterloo, and Guelph. So it really just depends on where you're planning on commuting on a regular basis. But other than the transportation, let's now compare the different schools offered in both of these cities here. And in total, Oakville had 46 schools with an average rating of 7.6 compared to Milton having only 27 schools with an average rating of 6.9. And these are based off of the Fraser Institute rankings, which just takes the Ontario standardized test, puts it in an index. So while it is a great first starting point to compare and contrast the schools, and if you're interested in a detailed list, I'll leave a link down below, but I always recommend doing more due diligence than just looking at the Fraser Institute, as these ratings won't tell you everything. Then the next thing let's take a look at is the great parks offered in both of these communities here. And in Oakville, you're gonna first find Lions Valley Park, located in north central Oakville, and here offers some great hiking trails in, down, and around a valley that has a stream. But also you have Bronte Creek Provincial Park, which is a large conservation park with lots to do, from disc golf to an outdoor pool to a fun barn and more. But also, because Oakville is located on the water, you're also going to have some amazing waterfront parks like Bronte's Waterfront or Lakeside Park and Tannery Park, Coronation Park, or even Gairloch Gardens. And then as for Milton, Milton's gonna have some amazing parks as well, because it's right beside a lot of different rural areas. As first, you're gonna have Kelso Conservation Area, which is a large conservation area centered around two primary areas. The first being Lake Kelso, which is a perfect spot to go canoeing, enjoy the beach, go camping with your friends, but also offers some amazing summer camps. And I know I used to go there every single summer as a kid. But also in Kelso's conservation area, you'll find Glen Eden, which is a small ski hill where you can go skiing in the winter during the day or even in the evening after work. And then of course in the summertime, here is a perfect spot to go mountain biking. And then if you're looking for other trails to explore while living in Milton, you have also Rattlesnake Point Conservation Area, which is another favorite spot for families living in the GTA that want to do a long but easy hike through an amazing trail system with many different lookout points along the escarpment's edge. And then if you're looking for a waterfall to explore, Milton has got you covered, as it has Hilton's Falls Conservation Area, which is another large conservation area just a short drive away from Milton. And this one here has a 10-meter waterfall that you can hike alongside its river. And then once you hit the waterfall, you can put on your swim trunks and cool off under this waterfall here. Now there's also so many different other trails to explore in both of these conservation areas. Then as for the shopping and how Oakville and Milton compare, overall, both in Oakville and Milton, you're gonna find pretty much everything you need to cover your basic amenities. Because Oakville is a bit larger, you are gonna have a few more shopping options to choose from, as well as the downtown area of Oakville is just larger, so you're gonna have more local restaurants and local shops to explore. But also there is still some great options to choose from in Milton. And then in both of these cities here, you're going to find one indoor mall, as in Oakville you have the Oakville Place, which is the main shopping mall in Oakville that has gone under some recent renovations. But you also have in Milton Mall, which is a modest size shopping mall. Now if you're interested in learning more about these communities here and have questions I didn't cover in this video, feel free to send me a message. But the next videos I'd recommend you go check out are my pros and cons of Oakville and Milton, so you can find those videos off to the side right here. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day.